some chaos and war between Egyptian groups, they became rich from war, taxes, and trade. Hespat, which was one of the most powerful kings, fought wars and promoted trade for her country.
Writing was used in 3000 BC by hieroglyphs.
Oh, here's Dr. Cannon, who is an expert in ancient technology. Macy, what were some of the biggest parts of technology in Egypt?
Well, the medical practices were very advanced. They also used things like papyrus and hieroglyphs as part of communication. Here's a hieroglyph and some symbols found in Egypt.
Hi, I'm Dr. Expert, and I'm being interviewed. First, I'm gonna be interviewed on the Harapans. Now, the Harapans were a peaceful society.
Get to the part about right angles!
They had very complex cities that had right angles.
Right angles!
Yes, their cities had right angles.
I am Dr. Expert II, and today I'm here to talk to you about the Aryans. The Aryans worship Brahmanism. It is their religious belief. They also had holy texts called Vedas, and they were fierce warriors too.
Oh, my wife, I love her.
Like I said, they were fierce warriors, and that's just some crazy guy we found on the street.
The Nile River is around 4,132 miles, making it the longest river in the world. It flows through central Egypt, northward to the Mediterranean Sea. Of course I do. The Red Lands are a vast, scorching desert that are around the Nile River. The Black Land was a narrow stretch that ran along both sides of the Nile.
Sorry. Ancient Egyptians had a long series of strong rulers. Of course, advisors are chief officials who carry out much of the day-to-day work of governing.
The Egyptians traded to East Africa. They traded timber, exotic luxuries, incense, ebony, ivory, leopard skins, monkeys, beer, food, and goods from Maya trees.
The ancient Egyptians built pyramids. They used the golden ratio to carve dwellings onto temples.
In this documentary, we will be talking about Egypt.
We talk about all the historical things about it and how the origin was like. Let's go.
I didn't see you there. Let's talk about Egypt.
Nile is one of the most abundant water sources for Egypt, and it's one of the most abundant in the lands. Also, there was catwalks or piles of rock, for those who do not know. There's the Nile Delta where Egyptians catch most of their fish. Also, there's a red and black one where the sand is actually red and black. Can you guess how they got their name?
The government runs it.
There's Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. Upper Egypt has the pharaohs, and they're basically the kings, and they run everything. And then Lower Egypt is more like lower class of today, so to speak. Upper class would be upper class people, and top of Egypt. That's sort of the way it ran. Lower was more farms and industrial, and upper was pyramids and great kings.
Okay, that's it.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I go to Yale University in New York to learn about India's history. India is the home of the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, and also the home of Modi's garden. They were the first ones to use numbers, zero, and math. India proved that the world was round 1,000 years before Columbus.
Hello. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Who were the major kings in India and why?
Well, there was Chandragupta, and he...
Charlotte.
Chandragupta, he conquered many cities, and he built an empire. And then there was Ascot, who was a very violent king, and then he became a Buddha, right? And then he gave to charity, and he built many hospitals.
Oh, interesting. Was there any system that controlled people's lives?
Well, there's a caste system, and you can never change that. That dictated what you ate, who you married, and you know what else? What you work for.
I don't look for either.
Well, thank you for having me. You have a good.
Oh my God.
Really, girl? Really? Never mind. What am I saying?
Now what are you
saying?
Running that at least want to disengage them so that they can spin freely, so they should have a pair of them. I'm trying to move this right now. Motor's working, this gear's working. This one's not because the whole shaft is spinning. So something on the shaft is too tight, or is it?
So what we did was, instead of having it go 127, since that's our base speed we can do, we made it go 127 forward, and then only go 100 backwards.
No, because we put the squares on it so that it would connect and it would stay together.
Okay, we're good. So, I don't know, we just like had your original.
Yeah, we just didn't want it to be like everybody else.
Ready, set, go!
Hey, it worked. It worked. Oh my God. It worked.
Go!
Oh my goodness. Maddie.
Lights are in. Hey, audience, ready? This will be alright. Catcher's ready. All right. Cortex is on.
Yeah.
All right. Ready, set, go.
Oh, come on. Maddie.
Come on, the camera.
If it did that, then it would be this one right here.
You may. Okay. Yeah, rematch. All right, for the championship. Go.
Whoa! Come back.
Lane 2. And the winners, RJ, Ari, and TD.
RJ and Ari.
The
triumph.
Our last success rate for pull toys was 23% of us had a pull toy that went around the school and didn't fall apart. What was our success rate today? 100%. 100%. So as a class, we went from 0% to 23% to 100%. That is fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Gear reduction and chain driven versus gear driven, two-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. I mean, this is very impressive, you guys. This is very cool stuff, and it's very cool to watch. I mean, when I was your age, I was not messing around with stuff like this. I didn't have the opportunity to do things like this, and very impressive. I was glad to be a part of this.
You guys did a great job.
See if you can stand on your toes and see. You see that line right there? Alright, so you're gonna pull that lever towards me. gotta spin it around. Perfect.
What, 5 times?
And it'll make kind of a sizzling noise. And then I'll take all the moisture out.
If you were to push maple syrup through a pipe, it would be harder to push it through the pipe than if you're pushing water, right? Water is much more fluid. And so this, what we're trying to talk about here is something called viscosity. Has anyone heard of LDL and HDL? Can determine different lipids that are clogging the arteries and so forth.
Hello everyone, my name is Elliot Hall and I go to Comstock STEM Academy. These are my lovely, lovely classmates, Carly, Izzy, Hannah, and Brandon. And we are here to tell you about how amazing our biomed class is here at STEM. But before we begin, I have to remind you that we do have a table back here. It has cool demonstrations of what we've done this year. So be sure to check that out. And also everything that we did this year relates to a crime scene, which Carly will tell you more about.
So the craziest thing happened. We walked in on open house night to a big surprise.
So at the beginning of the year, our class did a crime scene. We found a crime scene in the corner of our classroom, and our class examined everything at the classroom and took the time to thoroughly go through everything. And all of the evidence that we found at the crime scene will lead to the uncovering of the death of Anna Garcia.
At STEM, we also have the opportunity to participate a lot with DNA. We've done several tests, including extracting our own DNA, which I actually have one here, and we extracted that from our cheek cells. To help us better understand the bonds of DNA, we made DNA models. This helped us with our DNA unit later in the year.
So this year in our biomed class, we did a lot with the heart. We made diagrams and did multiple simulations on the
This event is to help us show off everything that we've done through the year, and it's definitely unforgettable. It's an amazing experience to come and tell everybody what we've done.
That's all, folks.